Thank you, Lord Source God, creator of all that ever is, was, would be, or could be, for these perfect messages for my beloved brothers of and sisters of humanity in regards to Aries in their birth chart with accuracy, clarity, and truth for May 2020. Lord Source God, thank you. So, Aries, your zodiac sign came in second in the highest number of views from the last series that was produced here on this channel. So you will be the second zodiac sign to receive your May 2020 readings. We want to thank you for all you do in R&D. And so this video is being produced early in April 2020. And I'm seeing for Aries, there's commitments are coming into play. And I feel like divine commitments are coming into play at this time. I feel like you're in a really beautiful headspace and you are focusing positively. You know that it's like, you know that the guard has changed. You know that the energy is shifted and things are different now. And I feel like there's still some mystery about how things are going to unfold to you, but you've made some very powerful decisions for yourself in deciding to bring some things to an end in your past. And some of you some of you have walked away from working for other people and have begun to be more self-employed. I feel like for some of you, this is coming up because of the new societal, globally aware situation of our society where you've had to work from home. And I feel like working from home has urged some of you Aries to really step forward in a powerful way to embrace this point on your destined purpose life path that maybe you had an idea or an inkling of, but were for some reason a little bit hesitant to really like move into this phase, this area before. But now it's like the energy is perfectly aligned for it. And so I see you powerfully moving into this new phase. And I feel, like I said, this is somebody who is deciding to work from home. For someone, this is creating. Wow. I see somebody creating a stay-at-home work opportunity, and you're going to be sharing this with your family. So during the month of April, like these are the situations that are leading you up to where we find ourselves at the outset of the reading for May 2020. And so we're going to pull 17 cards for you today, Aries, and we're going to see what are the divine messages on your behalf, what Love Source God wants to speak, encouragement, and just get an overall picture with this spread that I've developed. I've not used this spread on this channel before, but with yours being the second video that I'm using it for on the channel, like the first one was, wow, very cohesive. It flowed beautifully, and I'm excited because I know yours will as well. And whenever I've used this spread for myself, I'm just like blown away by the accuracy. So with accuracy, clarity, and truth, with the perfect words for you to receive these divine messages, let's get into your spread. The foundation of the deck is going to, or the base of the deck is going to mark what energy you're moving into in May. In other words, what energy is wearing off from the end of April moving into May. And that is the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. that is those endings we were talking about, where you're no longer working. Some of you quit a job you were working at this company for 10 years. Um, Again, I get like ending old commitments. What used to be your day in, day out routine is completely shifted. And I get a lot of you really like leaving the idea of building someone else's dreams out of your future. You're more focused on your family. You a huge focus shift. I feel like with this energetic shift as the world is dealing with COVID and other the cabal and all these things of the deep state, right? I feel like a lot of Aries are more focused in doing what they can to preserve their future generations. Okay. And it's like gathering your reserves, um, coming in together to be in our most powerful state. So the overall situation for you that Love Source God wants to talk about in regards to May 2020, let's see what you have. The Two of Swords. So I heard stalemate first, immediately followed by following your intuition, not looking at the external world for guidance. I'm hearing a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of disinformation out there. So some of you have, because we mentioned what's going on in the media. We mentioned the underground media. We mentioned the plain as day collective awareness, as well as the more hidden awarenesses that are out there, the secretive, that which is blocked from immediate view, but yet it's widely known. So the overall situation is you have important decisions to make, and you're totally, um, you're not looking at the media. You're not looking at what your neighbors think. You're like, okay, God, I cannot trust the external world nor its sources for information. I need you to guide me from within. I need you to guide me from my spirit. The only thing I can trust is not the external information, but the only thing I can trust is the calling of my soul. And so, Lesser's God, I'm trusting you. And for some of you, you may say, my higher power, my angels, my ancestors, my guides. Some of you say, I just trust my gut better than I trust anybody else right now. Whatever your grouping of vernacular that you choose, apply it. And remember where these messages resonate. Pick them up and run with them. If they don't tickle your heartstrings, leave them where you found them. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual influence in this situation is the Queen of Cups. See, this is a time where for you, Aries, you are so in tune with your spirit. Not to say that you're ever not, but it's like the Queen of Cups. People are maybe emotionally imbalanced, but spiritually, you're spiritually receptive. So you're knowing without knowing without explanation of why you know, but my spirit tells me so. That's why you know. So you're highly intuitive, highly spiritual, and highly receptive at this time. Okay, this is where you're at. Spiritually, let's look at the financial influence, the money influence here. How money comes into play in the situation? Four of Swords. So this is saying for you, this is money is on a rest and recuperation status. In other words, you're not out there worrying about making money. Money kind of just doing its own thing right now. That's weird to say, but we're going to stick with what we've said because we are channeling this message through for you. Money is kind of doing its own thing right now. It's like somebody has gotten money is not where you're focused at right now. You're focused in your spirit. You're not worried about the money so much. You're focused. I feel like what a lot of you, and when I talked about building your generational your family's generational future, right? I feel like a lot of you are really focused on helping your family to learn meditation, to learn, or maybe not learn, but apply meditation, prayer, spiritual practice. Some of you are, I see a person who is playing psychic training games with their children. This is interesting. I've never seen anything like this in a reading before. But I see an Aries person here who is like playing a guessing game with their children, honing their spiritual, wow, honing their spiritual awareness, because you know that in a world filled with illusions, in a ever shifting world of illusions, and you say, if this is what we're going through now and I couldn't see this coming, I have no idea what else is coming. All I know is I need my children to know how to follow their intuition to get through whatever's coming. And so I'm going to help them to develop their spiritual eyes and ears. That's literally what I'm getting. Wow. So I see meditation coming into play. Some of you are taking quiet time with your children to practice the art of meditation. You're incorporating, maybe you're incorporating some sound therapy or other methods of spiritual therapies to help clear the calcification of the pineal gland and activate and open the third eye chakra, the upper chakras, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. Um, if some of you do Reiki healing and stuff, or access bars, or any other form of energy moving, I feel like you're more focused in this place. You're not really worried about money. You're not in the money space right now. In your head space, let's go over here. The Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is, I'm hearing the word regrets. Interesting. So you're in this place because what I'm hearing is there's some regret because you were refusing to see at one point the spiritual powerhouse that you are. And this is why you're moving forward so powerfully in helping your children, or are your children your literal physically born children, or are these others who you value, like your close circle of friends or what? But they are your children, quote unquote. And the reason why is because, first off, you understand you understand the power of working with the five elements. Yes, earth, air, fire, water, and ether. And this is what's in your headspace. And you have regrets. It's like, and it's not like heavy energy regrets. This is like how nice it would have been if I would have been taught this. Like nobody ever taught us this. I didn't even start on this path of real exploration into these abilities and powers I have until I was like in my 30s. How much further would I have been in my journey, and how much differently would my journey have turned out if this would have been instilled to me from a younger age, or the earliest possible age, which is as soon as you kind of hit the ground running and gather some consciousness and ability to communicate, right? So I feel like there's a person we're dealing with, you, Aries, in the space of opportunity was missed, but I'm going to make sure that in the future, these opportunities are not only grasped, but we're going to make sure, and I'm going to be the catalyst to make sure that these opportunities are grasped and accepted as early on as possible for these ones who are coming after me. And it's like, so as you're training your children, there's this programming of this is going to be passed down from generation to generation. So this is about your spiritual inheritance. This is like you're in the place of, as the physical world is doing what the physical world is doing. And, our only place of power is within. I want to make sure to develop the within, so that it will stand regardless of what's going on the outside. And not only for myself, but for all those who are in my immediate care, over whom I have a measure of authority and influence. So let's look at your actions. We have the Seven of Swords. It's all swords energy and cups energy. Seven of Swords. Okay. This is a card of seven, spiritual wholeness, swords, thoughts, and ideas. So your actions, you are in the place of focusing and doing things. This is a spiritual practice. Again, this whole reading, as at the core of this reading, all I'm getting is spiritual practice is of the utmost. It's like somebody has taken this whole quarantine time to really develop a spiritual practice. And as you move forward, 7 days a week, you will be making sure that there's meditation going on within your home for at least 5 minutes a day for somebody. This is somebody who is 7 days a week. You're gonna, oh God, my spirit is moving you. The goosebumps, the goosebumps. 7 days a week, you will make sure that you're, and 1 day a week, it will be 7 minutes instead of 5 or 4. This is about every day making steps towards the progress of developing the spiritual awareness within your family. So let's see what your spiritual ears hear. And also, really quick rewind, go back to the Seven of Swords. I'm hearing this is something you're going to do within your own environment. And only those privy, drawn, only your children. You're not going to promote this. This is not turning into a business for you. This is something you're doing as a method of self-development to prolong your generations. So this could be as simple as like praying together every night with your family or praying over every meal. For others, this gets a little more complicated because this is going into mind mechanics and speech patterns and programming patterns within our uh, common conversation that work against us. And so you've been able to, like a mind mechanic, go into tweaking and just adjusting the speech patterns and the way you communicate ideas. For example, that's sick, to switching to, oh, that's amazing, or oh, no worries, to it's all good. If you can understand that both of phrases in these lightweight examples are meaning the same thing, but casting a separate spell, completely contradictory spells being cast by the choice of vocabulary. And so it can be that complicated. This can be healing and processing some emotional wounds of some of the children in your care. And we keep using quotes around children because we're getting that for some of you, it is your literal physically born children from your loins. For others of you, this is your spiritual family, a gathering of children that have been called to you who have no immediate blood relation to you other than, the blood that runs through my veins is the same as the blood that runs through yours, but y'all ain't got parents in common or grandparents in common or none of that. Okay, so let's go into the next grouping of 3 cards, which is what the spiritual ears hear. And you have the Four of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. Four of Wands, Five of Swords, and Nine of Wands. So this Four of Wands is a spiritual initiation, a spiritual activation of a new pattern that you're gonna. This is creating a new pattern of behavior, a new habit. There we go. Creating new habits, right? To remove cross current energies. So that just further confirms that a lot of you are working with speech patterns, contradictory speech patterns, clearing out contradictory beliefs. Like some of your children are already speaking things out against themselves and they don't even know it, but you're able to identify it. And you're like, oh no, we're not doing this shit no more. Not in my family. I'm going to teach them to speak out powerfully for themselves in alignment with their actual goals, wishes, and pursuits, as opposed to speaking against themselves. This is from a dealing with them from wherever they're at, age-wise and mentality-wise, where you ask somebody, well, tell me what you want in a romance, and somebody begins to say, well, what I don't want is, and you're like, no, we're not talking that way no more. I say what you want. Tell me only what you want. So there's an intense focus on this for you, Aries. Let's see what your physical ears are hearing at this time. You have Temperance, the Last Judgment, and the Devil. Ooh. And I'm getting that these cards are to be read in the opposite direction of what I announced them. So we'll go Devil, the Last Judgment, and Temperance. The Devil, that shadow element, that dark energy of the shadow, right? The Last Judgment is indicating a level of mastery over it that calls out a fresh new life. And Temperance is a healing going on. So this is in the position of what your physical ears hear. So for some of you, you have a Capricorn child who is telling you, like, I never saw things. And this is a grown Capricorn child, and they're telling you, I've never heard of things or thought about it that way. And I see things brand new. And whoa, it's very profound. Also, the other thing is your physical ears are hearing a lot of people's low vibrational, toxic, enslaving habits. People are saying, well, I really hate this. I don't like when that happens. And it's like this, your physical ears are hearing that, right? Physical ears are hearing everything that a person, what they feel chained to, what they feel stuck in. You're hearing all of these low vibration energies about outside things that they feel are outside of their control, where they're feeling chained, stuck, pressured, right? And so then they're like, yeah, I just want a new beginning and I just want this situation to be healed, right? And it's like I'm also hearing the devil is a lie and, God's going to have to fix something about this. I'm getting that energy there, but I'm also getting somebody here who's like, I'm stuck. Everything is unfair. Things aren't working for me. And I don't know what to do anymore. And so as you're hearing these things, again, you're going into, well, look, everything happened. So here you're going into your mind mechanics and your powerful use of the laws of attraction, and you're telling them, like, look, everything happens for a reason. So we need to identify where are the blessings within the situation so we can proclaim, a different outcome over this. Because as long as you're deciding that it's a curse, it's your challenge, it's your fucked up thing, your tragedy that ruined the rest of your life, it can only be that, right? And this is what somebody is telling you. Somebody is going to be telling you that they feel like there's a curse that's gone on in their family. Somebody is going to be telling you this. And so who is this physical voice that you're hearing from? We have the Three of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Tower. So the Tower is that this person is going to be, the Tower is letting us know that this person is going through a huge, it's like they're going through a huge awakening. Their ego has been struck. They've proclaimed something, they've proclaimed a self-fulfilling prophecy that's really knocked them on their knees. And so, wow. Whoa. Who is this person? This person is a person who continues to go through third party relationships. They get all excited about a relationship. And this is somebody in your environment. This is not you. This is not, I feel like this is a person that you know who's part of your children, right? And they keep going through these self-fulfilling prophecies that knock them down to their foundations because they are being brought to a place of trying to figure out where joy truly comes from and what positivity truly is, because this person has, for a long time, I'm hearing this person has a problem with over drinking, overeating, confiding too much in different people, looking to external sources for validation, and um, rather than rather than being in a place of wholeness and letting their spirit guide them. Some of you are counselors or spiritual healers, somewhere in the area of working with others in regards to their spirit. And that's why so much of this reading is dealing with spirit. So if that's you, like you do tarot readings or you do psychology or something like that, or you could be like some sort of motivational healer, you could have a personal blog, something like that. And so you're hearing from these people who are shook. They are shook. Their foundations have been shook, and they just need to talk about it because they're looking for some light through all the darkness. They're like, I need some help, I need some help, I need some help. And here you are to help them find the blessing in this situation that to them they're proclaiming at this point. When they reach out to you, this person is proclaiming a lot of ugly truths, self-fulfilling prophecies. Again, self-fulfilling prophecies that are making them confined, restricted, um, making them feel compelled. Somebody continues to proclaim a curse over themselves. Somebody's proclaiming that the only relationships they're attracting, and this person is very emotionally distraught. And so let's look at what is your advice for your best outcome overall. And you're showing up with the Three of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Princess of Swords. So again, here we come full circle with this super cohesive message about spiritual focus, the power of the mind, and the use of the laws and principles of life on planet Earth, the seven hermetic principles, and the law of attraction, and proclaiming out self-fulfilling prophecies. So your advice is to listen with the Princess of Swords, listen carefully to what is being said and what's not being said. With the King of Swords, speak boldly and powerfully and bluntly to what you know, because you do have the information and the awareness that can actually shift this situation. And also, this is like a validation. It's like the more you teach, the more it becomes solidified within your own energy. Okay. And this is about the law of attraction. So utilizing the laws of the universe, and this is what you're going to be teaching out. So again, this whole message has been about taking your power of how you are creating self-fulfilling prophecies, incorporating spirituality into everyday life, and how somebody can better utilize this power that is innate, that was born into them, to influence their life, because it's like they haven't, up until now, they haven't figured it out. They haven't wanted to apply it. They haven't been open to hearing, or maybe they've never heard it before. Maybe their awareness was so acute, that they could not see the broader picture, and they could not open their mind to a more expansive awareness. And so here you are helping to breach that gap with one who has been refusing to see, or your children. Again, we use children with air quotes. So let's give them a message from the oracle, the wisdom of the oracle cards. to close out their May 2020 reading. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you all for your donations and for choosing me to do your personal readings. The Wisdom of the Oracle says round and round, and it's card number 25. And this is thank you. First off, this is in the imagery of something like a conch shell, but it has the finger of God in it. The Fibonacci sequence, the spiral of life, the sacred spiral. This is the cycles in life continue to go round and round. So you're gonna, the longer you live, the more you'll find these repetitive patterns occurring in life and in relationships and so on and so forth. But every time you come around to them, you hit them from a different headspace, a different headspace, a different headspace. And or that's the goal anyway, to have elevated your consciousness, your awareness, and your maneuverability, your skill, your tact in dealing with this same place from a new headspace every time it comes back around, and changing the outer experience and observing that change from what you're doing inwardly. And so this is why you're in this place of really giving this out, because this is a way for you Aries, this is a way for you to deepen your inner subconscious as well as your frontal cortex consciousness into your new, I'm hearing within the last 10 years, establish mode of operation and perspective. As this whole use of self-fulfilling prophecies in your world has become so solid and is working around you all the time in your behalf, now you're in the place where it's like, okay, now share it, share it, share it. Because the more you share it, the more you're teaching it, the more it becomes more solidified within your own energy, the more confidence you have in it, and the more the energy is supported and grows in your society, as this is something that you have like some sort of soul contract to do, which is to enhance and support this growth within your brothers and sisters of humanity. So your message has been a very spiritual one for May 2020, and how perfect that is coming out of, the quarantine time of April or whatever ends up unfolding with it. And I feel like this whole quarantine has a lot to do with these issues that this person in your environment is speaking to you about. It's like somebody is completely freaked out with a new situation on earth and they really don't know what to do with it. But here you are, having gained all this skill, all this tact, and you're able to, again, confirm for yourself what you know, making it a more powerful energy. It's like every time you proclaim it, it's stronger. It's like by your teaching this, by your sharing this, you're creating a greater strength within yourself. And thereby the mind mechanics, the self-proclaiming prophecies are more suited to your liking in your life, as you share the techniques of how you've come here with others so that they can also enhance their life. So with all that being said and done, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for that. And share it with anyone on your social media. And also, thank you for all your donations and choosing me to do your readings. May all your blessings as you wish to me be multiplied and returned to you swiftly. 감사합니다. Gracias, Dankeschön, and thank you. Until next time. Laters.